Good morning to Inspired Good Fat Life. Today is our 140th episode, which just blows my mind. And I heard a statistic last week that said that most podcasts fail at before 15. So if you get through 15 episodes, you're doing well. And I still feel like such a newbie at this. And it was just reinforcing. It's like, oh yeah, okay, we're still podcasters. That said, so I am the guest today. It's got summer and there's so much going on with so many people. And I just said, you know what? There's some things I just want to share that I'm learning as we are just putting our next issue to the printer. And it's just so exciting. Every day it just is, the team, we're just curating more and more wonderful things. And so I had something happen last week that I want to share with you and just give you 3 things that came out of that. So as many of you may or may not know, my dad is a retired physician and he is a family doc, and he specializes in diabetes, and insulin was his kind of specialty as he got older. And part of it was because he just saw such a need with his patients. Diabetes is such an epidemic in our society. And it also runs in the family, so it's something that we want to be mindful of. And in case you haven't heard, Alzheimer's is considered diabetes type 3, which means that it's very lifestyle informed or whatever. We create a lot of it by our lifestyle. So that said, I was looking at this metabolic syndrome last week, and there's like 5 areas of it that if you have any of those issues, it's something to be concerned about. And so I'm not going to go through all of them. We're going to do some in-depth articles on it in this next coming issue for fall, because it's really, really important. But one thing, as I was going through it and I was talking to my dad, and I go, I don't have any of these. How have I gotten to this age with no medications and no real health issues? And not that I haven't had them in the past, because I have, but I don't have any now. And so we were talking about that, and here's the things that I just want to share. Is I started looking at labels. When we started Good Fat Life, Good Fat Company, we made snack bars. That's how I got down this journey. And I had 2 partners, and we made a good fat product. And so I was reading labels, thousands and thousands of labels. But the one label read that is so simple, that has literally changed my body chemistry, is if you look at the number of carbs to the number of fibers. So for every 10 carbs, if you have at least 1 fiber, gram of fiber, 10-to-1 ratio, so that's 10 carbs to 1 fiber, it's not considered a junk food. It is a pre-processed food, or a food that you shouldn't eat. I was surprised at how easy that was, because now I don't buy anything that I don't look at the label. It's just a 2-second thing. Oh, what's the carb to fiber ratio? Oh, it's not a junk food, or oh, it is a junk food. And so there's lots of things that I put back because the ratio isn't there. And at first it was like, but now I've realized it's really easy. And there's even potato chips and ice cream have ratios that are not junk food. So what I'm saying, and chips. And so there's all kinds of foods that have those ratios. So I'm just suggesting that if you want to do a life hack that is easy and can make a huge difference in the quality of food that you eat, just check out that one simple ratio. So 10 carbs to 1 gram of fiber. And if you, if there's foods that you know as a higher carb and the ratio is not there, throw some fiber into the mix. Some extra vegetables that are high fibers, whatever. So as you get more familiar with it, you'll find more ways to hack it, which is cool. So that's one. So the second one is know your blood pressure. Blood pressure is a silent killer, and so many people have blood pressure issues that have no clue about it because they have no symptoms. So you want to get a blood pressure cuff that goes on your arm, and when you sit down, like pick a time of day that works for you. So I like to get up in the morning, put the coffee on, sit down, and then wait 5 minutes and just sit there and just kind of breathe quietly. Give your body the chance to settle. Or anytime you take it, you want to just give your body a couple minutes to settle. Sometimes I turn on or something that I just really like that I find is soothing music and just say, okay, this is a little pause for me, and then take my blood pressure. And it's really informative. So you'll start seeing kind of patterns, and you can check with your doctor to see what's the right blood pressure for you. And the blood pressure cuff, it'll tell you if you're in a good range for your demographics as well. So that's the second thing. There are literally dozens that I could give you, but today I'm just going to give you 3. And the third one is, as my chiropractor likes to call them, movement snacks. And so I set a timer to every hour. So every hour I get up and just run around for 2 minutes, or, walk out and get the mail, or run up and down the stairs if I'm working out of my home office, or if I'm, somewhere else, just take a walk around the building. It really does make a difference. Stretch, you can do those stretches in the doorway. There's lots of little things that you can do, but your body will love it, and it makes such a difference in your overall feeling. And I know there are studies that say that if you get interrupted, your productivity will drop. But I've found by taking that little interruption, lots of good things happen in my body, and I can pick up right back up where I left off, and I'm even more focused. So there you have it. Those are my 3 little life hacks that really make a difference in the overall quality and your health and well-being. We'll sprinkle those into the magazine. And speaking of the magazine, we have goodfatlife.com, and it's full of all kinds of wonderful things that include little life hacks as well as inspired articles and just kind of feel goods. It's about living a healthy good fat life. And we talk a lot about fat as in PHAT in this issue, because life's not just about FAT, it's also about PHAT. So check in to learn more about that, because it is pretty cool and inspired. And I do also want to take a moment to just do a shout out to my chiropractor, Hands on Health, Dr. Adam Rushford. And they really, going in there, really is life-changing, as my grandkids would say, transformational, Grandma, because every time I go, I learn something from either Dr. Rushford or somebody on his staff that just helps make my life a little brighter and good fat life. And if there's any practitioner on the planet that I wouldn't want to be without, it's my chiropractor. So I encourage you to check out Hands on Health in Brighton, Michigan. So that said, check out goodfatlife.com and see what's going on. We've got some really fun workshops coming up, and a new issue coming out, and lots of articles and fun things to know. And so